Quite sadly and with regret, the undergraduate dean's office is withdrawing you from the Carroll School of Management at Boston College. So I got this letter in May 28th of 2024. Actually, I wasn't the first one to see it. My mom was the first one. And being a Korean mom who for the past 20 months was arguing with me to not leave college, it was pretty fucking embarrassing. A little backstory, a year before I got this letter, I was entering my sophomore year of college right after taking a gap year to make this like social media content creation thing try to work. It didn't really work, hence why I was going back to college. But right before I entered, I told my mom one thing. At the end of the year, no matter what, I will drop out of college. And at the time, she was kind of like, like whatever, fine. You're back in college. Just like, go study. And I think a lot of fellow Asians carry this kind of guilt and burden. You feel like the reason why you work very hard is so you can make your parents proud. But the way that manifested for me in high school and college is that I always felt this pressure to get like straight A's. But I could never actually lock in and focus on school. So there was always this push and pull between wanting to study more and fuck, I need to lock in, dude. Why am I so bad at this school thing, bro? I'm actually gonna get straight A's, and then never actually doing it. Always resorting back to these terrible habits of staying up late till like 3 a.m., playing League of Legends all night, like gooning every single night, low-key, watching YouTube. But today I wanted to actually tell you guys the story of how I transformed myself to actually lock in on the goals that I truly knew were aligned with me, which was social media content creation. And then how I went from, in just a single year, going from making less than like $500 a month from social media to just like 8 months later, turning that into a 10K a month consistent business. And then 8 months after that, after I'd actually left college, I turned that into a 100K a month social media business. So let's go back. September 2023, I entered college with this very happy-go-lucky mindset, honestly. I was very optimistic because I literally just told my parents, I'm about to drop out of college by the end of this year. This is gonna be my last year. And one of the biggest things that I did really early on in that first semester is I actually didn't sign up for any business classes. Despite being a business major in my second year, which means you have to do a bunch of these like business prerequisites, finance and accounting 101. I said, fuck all of that. And I took acting classes, fully knowing that this would not meet my credit minimum. And I think it's one of the best decisions that I ever made because for once in my life, I actually went to class excited. I took acting and I took this relationship class called interpersonal relations. And I committed also to this one thing, which was to actually become consistent as a lifestyle creator in college. Up until this point, I did post on social media. I was posting on TikTok for the past 2 years, but I was bouncing between these comedy videos that I used to make that made me like close to no money, and then the self-improvement videos that also didn't really make me much money either. So I wanted two things out of this year. I wanted to actually figure out how to actually monetize my personal brand on social media. I went in with around 20,000 Instagram followers. I had literally made $0 from Instagram up until that point. But I knew going in, if there's one thing I want to get out of this last year of college, it's that I want to document this, me going through my last year of college. So I kind of viewed a lot of this last year of college as just fodder for making a shit ton of cool videos. And I actually think this is like one of these weirdly untapped methods. Making videos about college genuinely led to me building a business. It also led to me literally getting paid from TikTok's creativity program directly, probably around $10,000 throughout that school year, because I would make videos of me studying 1 hour for my exams last minute. And there were about 3 of these what I'll call pivot points throughout this last year of college that genuinely I think changed my life. And that first pivot point was doing this accountability challenge with my friend Prosper called Project 50, where we had to do these 5 non-negotiable things every single day. We had to text a picture of ourselves waking up out of bed at 8 a.m., do 1 hour of an undistracted morning routine. We had to do a new skill for an hour every single day. We had to do an hour of exercise every single day, and then we had to follow some sort of strict-ish diet. So I did cut out all added sugar during those 50 days of this accountability challenge. And I started this around October of 2023, and I just started documenting that in videos every single day. Project 50 day 1, I posted that onto my Instagram. And that's like my pro tip number 1, is that if you actually want to make this content creation thing work, just start documenting random shit online. Even if you want to get into online business, I think starting to just build your personal brand on Instagram as a young person, I think it's very, very possible, is one of the most valuable things that you can do while you're in college, while you're just trying to figure out what you want to do with your life. If you have no clue, bro, post on social media. You're going to get opportunities thrown at you. And I think like it's one of the best ways to build optionality as a young person, where instead of clawing for opportunities and constantly being at the mercy of other people, you're building your own optionality and you're building your own luck. You're increasing your surface area of luck every time you put something out onto social media. And yes, you're facing like this low social aura moment of like trying to be an influencer. That's not the fucking point. The point is not to like, you know, be narcissistic and be this like influencer. Oh my gosh, guys, look at me. No, it's to put out stuff that genuinely might help one person out there on the internet, and then in return, eventually it'll reach somebody who actually has an opportunity for you. If you talk about being unemployed online, or you talk about working a job online, I've literally seen people get jobs because they documented that process online. So that was pivot point number one, staying accountable to living some sort of healthy lifestyle while I was in college. And I think that's one of the reasons why I have literally zero regrets from that last year of college, is because I actually spent it with like such an optimal balance of being locked in while also having fun. Like I probably smoked weed, I'm not gonna lie, like 20 times throughout that last year of college. I hit the gym very consistently. And then instead of try-harding in classes, I made videos about studying for them and cramming for them. And that series of videos, which was about 4 videos about like studying 1 hour for a midterm or a final, they got me around 30 million views across TikTok and Instagram, and they made me like $10,000 from TikTok's creativity program. I also think if you do see a path for yourself, a career path that isn't traditional, you don't have to complete all 4 years of college. I would have graduated in May of 2025, and in those 4 years, I had already hit 100K a month with a social media business. I think I hit like 300,000 followers on Instagram, over 1 million followers across all my accounts on TikTok. And if I just waited until college was over, I frankly know a lot of people who like did that. And now there's this feeling of being behind and too late, because everybody who actually is serious about chasing their goals, serious about becoming a content creator, serious about social media, they were dialed in on that shit early on. They started that shit while they were in freshman year, sophomore year of college. And by the time they actually left, because they were actually focused on making it work, actually focused on making it a career while they were in college, by the time they left college, they already made it a career. So now it's either you're 21 years old, now that I'm finally done with college, I can finally start chasing my dreams, or you've already made your dreams somewhat successful, or you have insane amounts of momentum towards it. And I just don't want you to have that harrowing realization at the end of the 4 years that like, damn, I wish I just simply started a little bit sooner on these dreams, because nothing fundamentally changes about you being able to chase your goals once you leave college. If anything, there's more pressure, because now you have to think about financially supporting yourself. You have to think about financially supporting a future with a potential family, or even your parents are getting older. So now if you actually even have thoughts of like, oh shit, I might need to like retire my parents or take care of my parents. But if you didn't start off on your goals a year or two in advance from leaving college, think about how much pressure now and burden that you're weighing onto your shoulders. If you have the opportunity and you're like less than 21 years old, pause, and you have these big dreams, do not wait. Let's talk about pivot point number 2, which happened in January 1st of 2024. When I publicly embarrassed myself, telling everybody online that I was going to make 100K a month and post every single day until I hit that. And that started this content series of posting daily onto Instagram.
Okay, Google, stop. Today's day 1 of trying to make $100,000 a month. Currently, we are at $0 a month. I mean, it's obviously fucking 10:30 a.m. January 1st. We just got done taking a crap and a shower.
So this was an absolutely like shitty video. And I want to highlight here, if you are serious about social media, your videos don't have to be good. In fact, I'm just yapping. This video has been on for like 23 minutes now. The most important thing is that you're showing up consistently and doing volume. So I want to show here with this series that like it didn't really go viral, and that the goal of a series on social media is not to go viral. It's actually to keep yourself accountable to showing up on social media so you can build the skill set and improve. And then as a consequence of actually showing up authentically and consistently, you're going to build an audience of people who actually resonate with the life that you are seeking to live, the goals that you're chasing, and the values you are living under. And in that first month of January, bro, I think I made around like $600 or $700, $600, $700. That was like pretty embarrassing. It's like me going online, sharing these goals publicly, and posting every single day, documenting this journey, when the journey felt like it was making zero progress. Bro, it was hella embarrassing. I felt like I lost so much social aura during that. But there's one huge thing that I think I learned, and I think I genuinely learned how to overcome this social anxiety of like, I would post a video and then I would walk to class and then see people who clearly saw my videos. So a lot of times people might have seen like 1 or 2 of my videos where I'm pouring my heart out, telling my biggest insecurities, what I'm struggling with, and then I walk to class and then somebody says, hey man, I saw your video yesterday. It's like, bro. But I think it taught me a lot about being genuinely secure in myself, and understanding that no matter what I put online, it's okay. A lot of these anxieties that we have about what people are going to judge us for and dislike us for, maybe they're frankly true. Maybe if you post videos talking about your genuine self, you might be perceived as cringe and judged by like some friends and peers that you have. That's actually very normal, but it's not gonna hurt you in an actual tangible way. And if anything, you're gonna grow so much stronger and so much thicker skin. And I think there's a beautiful feeling of simply being authentic to yourself and just putting out your life as it is, putting out yourself with all of your flaws, and then realizing that it's actually okay to do so. But in February 2nd of 2024, I made this random video saying, is it possible to start a business in one day and make our first $1,000 off of it? That's the business that I started that now in the past 16 months has made $800,000. That's genuinely become my passion, my purpose in life. Not with this deep thought, but simply with this spontaneity of I'm posting every single day. I need something to post about. Let me just make this video about making a business in one day. And it worked. In fact, in that first day, I made 400 bucks from it. But within that month of February, it just took off because I was documenting it every day. So this is like a small lesson for any of you builders out there who are building cool shit. Post about it every single day, and opportunities and customers and interest will just flow your way, because posting videos like this onto the internet is free. It's freaking free, bro. All you have to pay is this like pain of actually making a video, putting it together in CapCut, which will probably take like 3 hours. If you want help with that, by the way, I released a 3-hour full course on how to actually start content creation. You can check it out in the first link in the description. I started posting every single day in January 1st of 2024. In February 1st of 2024, I started this random business in one day. It actually kind of flopped, honestly, in my opinion, on day one, because my goal was to make 1K from that business in one day. I made 400 bucks. But then in 15 days, because I was posting about it every single day, the business actually hit 10K. I made $10,000 from that new business in 15 days. All of the business came from me just documenting it on Instagram in daily videos. 80% of my website traffic came from Instagram, and then 20% from TikTok. I didn't pay for ads. I didn't pay for like any other exposure, because a lot of times too, marketing, I genuinely think, through your personal brand is not about like this tactical, oh, what are the features of the product? A lot of it is just people resonating with you as a person, and you and your values and your life. And then as a result, they'll buy into the mission that you have of your business. And that's exactly what happened in 15 days of me just documenting authentically. It wasn't this thought out process of, ooh, I'm gonna do this marketing ploy every single day to grow this business. No, it was genuinely just me, like with zero thought, putting videos out there onto the internet. And as a result, the algorithm literally finding the people who actually resonated with what I stood for. And I kept that up until the fateful month of May 2024. Now, last pivot point. This is a really interesting one, but it was actually getting this letter. And what was interesting about this pivot point was I actually filmed this with my mom, and I posted this video online. I'm gonna show it to you guys.
The undergraduate dean's office is withdrawing you from the Carroll School of Management. I secretly skipped my college classes behind my parents' back.
So I posted this video in, I think, June of 2024 after I saw this letter. What was crazy about this was I think it was like the first time I genuinely got like low-key hate on the internet in like the comment sections. It's very, very controversial, but it taught me a very important lesson in social media. Hate is not that deep, and people will not understand the extent of your actual life. So don't do everything in your power to just please random strangers on the internet that you're afraid are gonna judge you for the shit that you post on the internet, bro. They don't know who you actually are. So why are you letting their thoughts and their judgments dictate how you're gonna actually live your life? Especially if you wanna do this. Like if you're still watching at this point, you actually want to do this social media thing. It's because my story resonates with you. Follow that intuition and don't look back. If there's one lesson I want you to take away from this entire long Japanese story that I'm telling you right now, dreams are not made by just confining yourself to whatever social norms are comfortable to stay within. Your dreams and your most authentic version of your life, your best version of your life, your best version of yourself is not going to be built by just watching on the sidelines and judging other people's actions because they look cringe while they're actually chasing their dreams. It's possible to chase your dreams. It's possible to make the most out of college. It's possible to actually pursue an unconventional path in college and still actually live like a happy, decent college experience, and for your life to not fall apart by chasing these dreams. I grew up watching a lot of these like YouTubers talk about how they dropped out and chased their dreams, and I always thought that was some stupid pipe dream for the lucky people. It's really weird when you experience it yourself and you realize anything is fucking possible, and everything that you used to put on this pedestal behind this screen, because you're watching me literally on a screen right now, everything you used to pit to luck whenever you saw these kind of creators and influencers talk about chasing your dreams, and it's not some corny shit where the person talking to you across the screen is just some lucky byproduct of survivorship bias, where now they can tell you all these motivational quotes when in reality they got luck. And the reason why I can tell you it's not luck is because I literally have a community of over 500 people pursuing the same exact dream on social media. Literally yesterday, I saw a video, a 15-year-old who went from 100 to 10,000 followers in just 10 days in this program.
I was a socially anxious 15-year-old that went from 100 to 10,000 followers in just 10 days. And I genuinely wouldn't be able to do it without Mino's Content Academy. Ever since 8 years old making Lego stop motion with my mom's iPad, I've always loved sharing stories that can impact and inspire other people. Yet there's always this fear of failing, of embarrassing myself, and not knowing what to do. For years, this fear stopped me from actually posting stuff online. Before I joined the Content Academy, I was feeling so stuck even before I took the first step. For months, I felt miserable because I knew I didn't have the courage to do what I knew I wanted to do. That was until...
Bro, just fucking post the content, man. Just stop being a bitch.
By far, my favorite thing in the Content Academy isn't the 15-hour comprehensive course modules literally teaching you everything about content creation. Nor is it the free AI literally giving you personalized viral hooks. I'm taking a shit. It's the people. The coaches there were always passionate to help. Sam showed me the ropes of talking in front of a camera, like this. Justin was always there when I needed help. Prosper literally taught me everything I needed to know about starting a series. And Mino was able to show me the beauty of inspiring people with what I create. Meanwhile, members like Erin, Sean, Richard, and Thane believed in me even before I believed in myself. Everyone is rooting for you, and I'm rooting for you too. I'm still in the beginning of figuring things out, but I'm so glad you're following along for a journey. Peace. Join Content Academy, man. Like, come on. I even bought the hoodie. Like, come on.
And if you want to learn more about what that's all about, you can just check the second link in the description to check out what Content Academy is all about and how we can actually serve your wildest creator dreams and actually help them become true by imbuing you with the skill set of social media and content creation, and how you can use that towards your own mission, your own goals, your own business, and your own personal brand. So that being said, thank you guys for listening to me yap about my story. Please like and subscribe because I'm going to be posting more of these kind of videos, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.